They let Nolan out today. He's created a real problem for me.
Why did you come back here?
I'm trying to get my family back.
Hello, and welcome to a very special Christmas Day episode of Bomb Squad Matinee. I'm your host for this evening, Tim M. Sullivan, and with me I
am Santa Claus. I'm Tanner Richard Kraft.
That's true, he's Santa in our hearts. And today we are once again bringing back our tradition of edgy Christmas movies on Christmas Day. And this one's a little special because it's from our hometown of St. Louis. We're talking about the 2019 Cody Stokes film, The Ghost Who Walks. This is a fun movie. I've quite liked it since I got to see it in 2019 at the St. Louis Filmmakers Showcase. This is Tanner's first time watching. Seems like he had a good time with it. But we'll get into
that.
Damn. The podcast is canceled.
Damn.
It's Joe
not here.
Before we talk about this here movie, since this is a St. Louis feature film, and we are St. Louis filmmakers, I thought it'd be prudent to talk about some of our favorite films that were filmed, at least partly, in St. Louis, because there's some good ones. Tanner, why don't you take us off?
Up in the Air, back to you.
Yeah!
I'm kidding. I mean, obviously Up in the Air is my favorite, but there are a lot of other great ones. Some that a lot of people don't realize were filmed in St. Louis, for example. Not my favorite Christmas movie, but my favorite Thanksgiving movie, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. There's a scene that explicitly takes place in St. Louis and is shot at the St. Louis airport, Lambert. You can recognize it if you've been there. There's also Escape from New York, which is, they went, we need a place that would look like, what if New York was an even shittier shithole? And they went, St. Louis, Missouri, baby.
That's right.
We take those. I'm currently looking at the Wikipedia page for film shot in St. Louis. Looks like we got The Other Side, directed by Tim M. Sullivan.
Hey.
Secret, directed by Joseph Rennick.
Hey!
Lung Fu, directed by Rain Conversey.
That's right.
Diagnosis, directed by Tanner Richard Kraft.
I
ain't heard of any of this shit. It's all bullshit they made up.
Fake
I mean, yeah, I'm just shouting on our own films. But if I had to pick something other than Up in the Air, I mean, it'd probably be Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. But if I had to pick something that maybe was shot a little more in St. Louis, I don't know. The Game of Their Lives from 2005, starring Gerard Butler, was partially shot here. That movie's kind of fun.
Okay.
Final answer, a Fever Pitch 2005. Back to you, Tim.
Excellent stuff. So, as a St. Louis filmmaker, as I mentioned, this is an important topic to me. So I do want to make a few acknowledgments. Number one, I really should have watched Escape from New York by now. It's been on my list of movies to watch for fucking forever.
You're the John Carpenter guy.
I do like John Carpenter. I've been wanting to watch that one for so long, but I just haven't yet. One of these days, baby. One of these days. I also, want to shout out some St. Louis films from St. Louis filmmakers, because I want to shout out my community. First, I got to shill. I got to talk about the two features I've worked on that have been finished. Got The Man in Room 6, which I assistant edited, did some stuff on set. I'm in the movie a couple times. I'm a nurse in one scene, and I'm also a cadaver in another scene. I made a documentary for it. But I've talked about that a few times on the podcast. I was also script supervisor on a movie called Red Knighted Skies, directed by Chris Grega. That's a pretty fun one. I don't think it's available publicly yet, but they're working on distribution, so you should be able to watch that soon if you haven't. I also want to shout out James Dean. He's a pretty recent local director who's been making some fun genre features. He's currently producing a western called Down the Long River with Kurt Aubuchon and Harry Comer. and that looks really good. I have associate producer credit on that, so I'm technically a producer. I didn't do shit. I donated to the crowdfunding. But my grandfather doesn't need to know that. He just needs to know that I was associate producer for that film. And then lastly, I want to talk about a filmmaker called Eric Stanze. He's been making movies in St. Louis since before I was born. He's an awesome guy. His most recent film, Anxiety, is about a late 20-something out-of-work video editor in 2020 during the pandemic, which is just a hyper-specifically relatable thing for me specifically. So I dug that film, and also just to highlight how cool he is, I go by Tim M. Sullivan in my film credits, and most people will just credit me as Tim Sullivan, but like I donated to the like finishing funds for that, and he was like, "Hey, I noticed that you like to be credited as Tim M. Sullivan. You want that?" And like, fuck yeah, thank you. Like this man reached out to me to ask how I wanted to be credited for special thanks. He's a real MVP. But for my pick, it's gonna be a movie that I didn't realize until today was partly filmed in St. Louis, and that is Michael Mann's Manhunter, the first screen adaptation of Hannibal Lecter, in which the late great Hannibal Lecter is played by Brian Cox.
The late great Hannibal Lecter.
We love him, don't we, folks? He's played by Brian Cox in this one. It might be the best screen adaptation of Red Dragon, and it's close between that and season 3 of Hannibal. Both
not
very
the
good.
movie Red Dragon.
Nah, it's mid.
It's not good. It's not good.
It's not very good, but Manhunter is very good. So if you haven't seen that, and you liked Silence of the Lambs, and you liked the Hannibal TV show, check that one out. It's a good picture. You know what else is a good picture? The Ghost Who Walks.
Yes, but real quick, I forgot to mention something. I want to shout out The Layover from 2017, which was partially shot in St. Louis, mostly shot in Vancouver. It was one of the last Hollywood productions shot in St. Louis before the Missouri tax credits expired. And I'm shouting that movie out because it has a very rare distinction. Number one, it's one of the few movies directed by William H. Macy. And number two, it has a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. We love it, folks. We love it, folks.
Let's go.
The movie we're talking about today has like a 66.
Let's go. All right.
A lot better.
Yeah. Let's talk about how much better it is than whatever the fuck The Layover is.
Why the hell you all dressed up like this? Man, what are you doing?
What the fuck you think I'm doing? I'm fucking Santa Claus.
Tanner, go ahead.
So I watched it this morning. It was my first time watching it. I texted some of my reactions to things to Tim in real time.
Mm-hmm.
I do specifically want to shout out that this movie is not just like shot in St. Louis. This is maybe the first movie I've seen where the city of St. Louis feels like a character in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like it goes beyond just like, oh, here we are, we're in a city. And even though they never say St. Louis by name, and you know, they avoid the obvious thing of like showing the courthouse or the most obvious thing, showing the arch. It's still, and maybe it's just because I'm fucking from here, it looks like St. Louis, especially the interiors. There's a specific thing with like homes in the city of St. Louis that have a very distinct architecture that I don't really see replicated in other cities.
Yeah.
Like there's this one scene that takes place in a house, and when they go to the backyard, I'm like, I've been in backyards that look like this.
Yeah.
And they're all here. I've been in homes that look like this home. I've been in schools that look like this school. I know these half the time I'd look up and be like, I've been there.
Yeah.
And that's because it's not even like, because some movies are shot here and it's not, obviously they're kind of hiding it. And you can hide it. You can hide where a place was shot pretty easily. They're not trying to hide it. And I think it's clear because the filmmaker, Cody Stokes, who, local filmmaker, longtime passion project for him, for what I understand.
Yeah.
You know, this film, the St. Louis is a character here. Yeah. And I want to shout that out because that is cool. I also want to shout out that I saw it on the cock.
Span cocking.
Yep, I saw it on Peacock, the cock as it would. This was a Netflix thing for the longest time. This was streaming on Netflix for a long time, and now it's on Peacock.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Did Universal buy the distribution rights to this movie? I don't know.
My theory is that because St. Louis filmmakers love using Peacock gels, it had to be distributed by Peacock.
Oh my God, you are so right.
The cinematographers listening to this are gonna love that joke.
That's a good joke. You are correct. I need to shout this out real quick. Speaking of, this clearly looks like it was shot in St. Louis. They shot a scene in the Chesterfield Mall, and I guarantee you that is the most people that had been in that mall when they shot that scene. That is the most people have been in that mall at once in like that entire year.
Yeah, I will say though, and this is something I'm gonna come back to, like they shot this over the course of a few years, and I think a lot of it was shot in 2017, so like you can see the carousel, and the carousel was gone by the time this came out.
No, I literally said this in a text to you. I said they turned it on just for the movie. Like, honestly, I didn't think they would go downstairs because I was sitting there thinking they're fucking playing pickleball down there.
Not yet.
Wasn't turned into a pickleball court yet. But it's so funny because I could be like, I can see the escalator up to the AMC.
Yeah.
Performances all around are great. I really want to shout out the lead, Garland Scott. This movie kind of rests entirely on his shoulders, and he does a fantastic job. But the cast all around is fantastic, with maybe one minor exception. And this isn't really this person's, well, how do I phrase this? It's not because the performance is bad. It's because the actress that plays Mitzi, the white prostitute, is played by Dasha Nekrasova, who, for the audience, that is one of the two co-hosts of the podcast, Red Scare, which is, it started out as like a dirtbag left podcast. Anyway, both of these people are Republicans. I literally was scrolling on Twitter today and saw a photo of Dasha at the Young Republicans meeting in New York that Steve Bannon was speaking at. So, Steve Bannon is a Nazi, just so you know. And, it's not even that a performance is bad. It's just the entire time I was like, I fucking know you. You fucking fraud.
Yeah.
Which is unfair. But you know, her scenes are cute. But it's all about Garland Scott. He's fantastic. He kills every scene. He's wearing a cool jacket. The action set pieces in this movie are really fun. The thrilling it's really thrilling. It goes in directions I wasn't expecting. It has a bit of a downer ending. It kind of has a really downer ending in a way I was not expecting. I didn't expect them to go this direction, but I dug that. Frank Mosley, the guy who plays Stitches, is usually a filmmaker himself. This is one of the few films I can know of that he acted in and then direct. I know him from being in a movie called Upstream Color. He acted in that. He's the husband in that movie.
It's been a while since I've seen that. I remember liking it though.
Don't look up Shane Carruth. Anyway, I dug this movie. Its connections to Christmas are tenuous. Beyond it, it's set at Christmas. That's kind of it. Die Hard is more of a Christmas movie than this is. But at the end of the movie, he's wearing a Santa suit, and him being in a Santa suit is crucial to the ending, which honestly made me cry. When he's like saying hello to his daughter and saying goodbye to his daughter. And you know what? This is up there. My favorite ending line in movie history is Lost Boys, where they say the one thing I couldn't stand about Santa Clara, all the damn vampires. That's an all-time ending line. But this movie with "We don't want Amy to see how Santa gets away," it goes kind of hard, I ain't gonna lie. Even though it's a depressing final line, it goes kind of hard.
Close the door, Donnie. We don't want Amy to see how Santa gets away.
Overall, I think it's a great thriller with great performances. And the two like big action set pieces in this movie are, first off, all like filmed as quasi oneers, which is cool. They're well done. The choreography's good. It's thrilling. I had a great time watching this. I will praise a thriller that's willing to go slow. This is a movie with a lot of downtime, which is unusual for a thriller. but I think it ultimately worked for it. Overall, I dug it a lot, and it deserved to be Netflix's 8th most streamed movie in the United States around April 16th, 2020. Back to you, Tim.
Hell yeah, completely agree. Yeah, I had no idea who Dasha was. So that's interesting. I do think her scenes are good, but yeah, if she's a scumbag, that's... Yeah.
I'm completely distracted by like what she as a person represents, that it's almost unfair to her, but at the same time it's her fault. It's unfair to her as an artist. It's unfair to her as an artist. If I didn't know her, I would think she's great. But instead I look at her and I look at her and I think, you called the Pope a heretic and you're an adult convert. Shut the fuck up.
You just think I know what you are. Republican. But yeah, good stuff. Like I said, I saw this movie at the St. Louis Filmmakers Showcase in 2019 when it premiered. This was the last film that they played that year. And I had gone to a bunch of the screenings that year because there were 5 short films that I had worked on that were in the programming, including The Other Side, which I directed, and Diagnosis, which you directed.
And I wasn't there for it.
Yeah. Whose fault is that?
We had a vacation planned. It's their fault.
Excuses.
Well, what's so funny is that I was like, next year when I submit a film, I'll be there for it. COVID.
Yeah. You were there in spirit, watching online.
When I saw Processing last year, I was like, fucking finally, I get to see one of my movies in the theater at this thing.
Yeah, and like I was missing it too, so that was a great screening for Processing. But anyway, I in 2019, I had gone to a bunch of the screenings for that year's showcase, and then it ended on this film. And when the credits started rolling, like, I say this in jest. I don't want to be disparaging to low-budget short film directors. I'm one of you. I get it. We have to work with our resources, and we have to start somewhere and grow. But watching this film after all those films, I couldn't help but think, oh, yeah, that's what a real movie looks like. I forgot. That's what they...
Fuck you! Fuck you! I was one of those movies! You piece of shit!
I was also one of those movies.
Fuck you!
But I just couldn't help but like be blown away by that. When the credits started, I remember it was like the closest thing I've ever seen to a standing ovation. Like, everybody was like blown away by it. And I think it's a really impressive movie. What's funny is, like, whenever I look at like people's reactions to it online, it seems like it's viewed pretty negatively outside of our little bubble.
Yeah, when I was looking at the reviews on Letterboxd, virtually every positive review was, I'm from St. Louis, and...
Yeah.
I don't know why I said that like Brendan Fraser's lawyer in Killers of the Flower Moon.
That man's from St. Louis!
I haven't spoken to my client from St. Louis, Missouri!
Yeah, that's what I've noticed is like, basically... everybody outside of our bubble seems to not be super hot on this. And like, I guess I get it partially because I think being an indie filmmaker, you look at indie film through a different lens than your average Joe who might not know what goes into making a low budget film or making a film in general, just sees the final product and is like comparing this, which was like a big passion project from a self-funded director to like a studio made film. Like it's gonna be different in scale. It's not necessarily gonna have quite the same gravitas, but I think all things considered, like this is a really impressive effort. And like the script is, you know, pretty simple. It's not gonna blow you away, but I do think it's sold really well by the performances and by the camera work and everybody in the cast and crew. I do think it's a strong film, and like you were talking about, you know, there is a lot of, hey, I know this place, or hey, I've driven down this road.
The liquor store at the beginning, I swear to God, I have been near that liquor store. I swear on my life.
Yeah, probably. And we mentioned the Chesterfield Mall scene. Viewers of Bomb Squad production might remember seeing Chesterfield Mall in RV stock videos.
Yeah, all 3 of them.
All 2 of them, excuse you.
No. Quest for Click.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Quest for Click.
All 3 of them.
All 3 times we were at the Chesterfield V stock for content. That mall is no longer there.
They tore that down like a month ago.
It has been bulldozed. Well, it's not even a pickleball court.
They're putting a big Chili's there. They're putting the world's largest Chili's there. Come get your fajitas.
Oh, I want my baby back ribs, buddy. Let me tell you.
I don't know what this bit is.
I don't know, but I like it. Yeah, no, the Chesterfield Mall bit is always the part where, like, I've been there so many fucking times. That was my mall for a long time. So it's just always fun seeing that in the movie.
Sorry, I really love how in the Chesterfield Mall scene, even with the film, you can still tell like half the goddamn stores are closed.
Yeah,
look at the crowd and there's a bunch of gates over the storefronts.
Yeah, like it was long enough that it was still like decently populated, but it was
dying.
It was dying a little bit. Performances are good. Like you said, the lead actor who plays Nolan, he is, ultimately the make or break of the movie, and I think he makes it. I think he is great in the role, and he carries the movie. I do like the actor who plays Stitch. He's like such a lovable little shithead. Like you kind of love to hate him. That actress who plays Lena, she's solid. I will say, for whatever reason, this was the viewing where like it registered in my brain that she has a neck tattoo with her daughter's name, which is such a weird choice, but it is exactly something that someone with her haircut would do.
That's what that was the entire time she's on screen. I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck is that? Does the actress have that tattoo? What am I looking at?
No, it's a tattoo of Amy's name, which, again, weird choice, but with her general vibe, I kind of get it. Like, it seems like something she'd do. I don't know. Solid cast, solid crew. I'll get more into some specific stuff that I heard in the Q&A and some of the crew members who I know that were on this movie when we get into some general discussion after a quick commercial break. See you around. Hello, welcome back to this episode. Now for another ad. You see that thing right there? It's a movie palette. That one's for the film Mandy. Tanner's got one behind him for the film Punch Drunk Love. They're little art pieces that have thin lines representing the dominant colors of each frame of a movie. I don't think they have one on the store for The Ghost Who Walks, but you could probably get one custom made, or you could maybe get one for any of the other films shot in St. Louis that we talked about earlier.
Should have shouted out Bad Grandmas.
You could get a Bad Grandma's one. I worked with one of the actors who's in that, Terry Tenbrook.
One of the actresses in that is in this movie.
It is. So you can go to moviepalette.com and get the Bad Grandma's movie palette. But before you check out, enter the code SQUAD15 to save 15% on your order. Now, back to the show.
You're going to ask for the Bad Grandma's fucking movie palette, and they're going to send you Bad Grandpa thinking you misspoke.
Yeah. They're going to send you specifically Bad Grandpa 0.5. Which is just
with the extra bits.
The behind the scenes documentary.
Could you imagine that? Can I get a movie palette for the director and the Jedi?
There we go. Can I get a movie palette for Enter Room 6, the making of the...
Can I get a movie palette for Enter Room 6, making of the Man in Room 6 and an order of fries?
Yeah, there we go. Anyway, this is a disaster. Anyway, let's get back to the movie.
Which is not a disaster. Good movie.
It's a good movie.
Picture. A lot of killing. I think
There's
I've been in
that
diner.
Yeah. So this was, as I said, this is a movie that was a long time in the making. Since it's a movie like so distinctly set at Christmas time, they basically had to shoot every November and December for 5 years in a row. So this was cooking for a while, and I think part of that makes it interesting is since it took so long for them to film it, they didn't cast the kid to play Amy until like I think the last leg of the filming. They shot all of her stuff last, and I remember Cody Stokes was talking about how like when he was like casting for that child, like the kid that ended up playing her like just won his heart immediately just because she has the like 3 front teeth missing. Just like, this kid is so fucking adorable. Like, of course it's gonna make him cry at the sight of her singing Silent Night. Like, she's such a cute little kid. And that's what you need in a Christmas movie, is a cute little kid. That's why Violent Night works.
That's true. Can we talk about the fact that Jason Westbrook from St. Louis, Missouri had a cameo appearance in the film?
Let's go.
I'm sorry, have you seen the Wikipedia page for this movie?
No.
Let me read you the opening paragraph. The Ghost Who Walks is a 2019 American action film directed by Cody Stokes. Jason Westbrook from St. Louis, Missouri, who had a cameo appearance in the film, premiered on July 21st, 2019 at the St. Louis Filmmakers Showcase. Whoever this Jason Westbrook guy is, he fucking has hijacked the Wikipedia page to put that in there. Because what? Who gives a shit? Because you know what? Because if you go to the cast, it says Jason Westbrook as inmate, which means he's just one of the guys yelling at the beginning of the movie.
That is excellent. So, something I want to bring up, you know, they have that little scene with the lady at the brothel who is like telling him the story about the man from the village who's the ghost. Tat on my door.
He had turned his back on his home, on the life that he had. And now here you are. Tat, tat, tat. Tat. On my door.
That scene's so good. I think she just fucking nails that performance. And then also she hands him Chekhov's gun with 1 bullet. Love that bit. You're just waiting for him to use the 1 bullet until like 10 minutes left in the movie.
Oh yeah, and then when he finally does use it, I went, oh!
Yeah.
I just want to shout out the actress you mentioned, the one who tells the story about her in the village.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of 2 acting credits she has. She has this movie in 2019, and then in 1991, she was in a TV movie called She Stood Alone. And that's it.
I have to think she's doing some like stage work or something between those, because I feel like you can't just dust off the chops after that many years and be that good.
Yeah, because it's insane. I was looking at IMDb and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Or maybe she's like one of those actors that aren't an actor, you know? Like, oh, I did a TV movie when I was young. I could do another movie.
Something like that.
You know, people like that exist. Tim and Sullivan, for example.
True, many such cases. I was in two Car Shield commercials. Yeah, going back to you were talking about the big set pieces that were, you know, essentially big oneers, and the one that stands out to me is the bathroom scene where it's a oneer where they just wreck the goddamn bathroom. So it's like, okay, we have to do this perfect in one go. Like, holy shit. That's
how
nuts.
much did they practice that? They had to have done a lot of practice.
Oh, for sure. I have to imagine that went that had to have required a lot of rehearsal. But while we're here, I'll shout out a few of the people that I know who worked on this film. Some people I went to school with. Katie Keppel, Robbie Dottie, Ken Katubig.
Know that one.
Justin May.
Know him.
Maple Moore, who was credited under a dead name, but to be fair, she had just changed her name like months before the movie came out.
Shit happens.
Shit happens. There's a couple more, I think. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, it was just cool. That was the first time I watched a feature film and saw like names of people I knew in the credits. Like that was neat. And like as we said, this is a movie that was in production for so long, so it probably cycled through crew members a lot. But I do remember Maple was talking about some of the VFX stuff she was doing. I think a lot of it was just like rotoing dolly tracks out in shots. Just the worst VFX work. But the bulk of what that industry actually is.
Michael Tilly Parks worked on this.
Oh yeah, he did. He sure did.
He's one of the few that actually got the IMDb credit. So I guess just a lot of people haven't put the IMDb credits into the. But yeah, Michael Tilly Parks is an electrician.
Yeah,
in this movie,
that tracks.
which sounds right. That's basically what he does.
Yes.
And I mean, he got to work on the Batman, so like he really made it.
Good picture.
Good picture. A lot of killing.
Killing.
When he does use the bullet, it goes crazy.
Yeah, it's great. Especially because like he does try in the bathroom fight scene, and it clicks like 3 times, and then he gets punched. So like you have that build up.
Yeah, no, it goes hard.
I think we're out of steam. So
yeah, sorry. I did really like the movie. I can't emphasize this enough. I did really like it. I thought it was emotional. Garland Scott is incredible in the lead. It's just honestly, it's almost unfair because the whole time I was just thinking, I know this one. I know that place. I've been on that road.
Yeah, and like that's fair. You know, sometimes it's enough to just say it's good. Go watch.
You know, it actually reminds me. So you know the Michael Keaton movie, The Founder?
Vaguely. I'm aware it exists.
So it's about the guy that founded McDonald's. He didn't find McDonald's. He stole it. It's about the guy that stole McDonald's. It's about me stealing chicken nuggets. No.
Yeah.
When I saw The Founder in theaters in like 2017, 2018, whatever. I saw that movie in theaters, right, with my dad. And the theater was full of old people. And when the first title card of like some town in Illinois, that's like this, it was like Edwardsville, Illinois, hearing an entire theater of old people go, oh, is so goddamn funny. And I can only imagine watching this movie, a bunch of old people, every time they like turn down a street, they would know, just going, oh,
I've been to that liquor store.
I've been there. There used to be a gas station there.
There is one thing you haven't said, Tanner, because it's important to remember that the main character is a dad.
Dads rock, baby!
We got him. We fucking got him.
So someone needs to remind me now, because it doesn't happen that often anymore. So someone needs to remind me that it's a father thing.
Yes, he is a dad who rocks, and I think that
does he fucking rock. The whole movie, the whole thrust of the climax was him being like, if I die, I die. I'm meeting my fucking daughter. And you know what? Props. Do you think he gets, you know what? Actually, hold on. I think the ending's kind of ambiguous.
Yeah, I think it can be read multiple ways. Like I've always kind of just interpreted it as there's no way he made it out of that alive, but they close the door so that you don't see how Santa gets away. So you never know.
Maybe Santa does get away.
Maybe he does. You never know.
Maybe a crazy John Wick thing happens where he like jumps out of a 4-story window and is fine.
There we go. I did just remember one thing I do want to bring up before we close. The little trait that he has of taking off the filters of the cigarettes.
The filter thing? What the fuck was up with that? That was driving me insane.
Oh, I love that bit about him. And like it was
It's a good bit, but I was also sitting there thinking, how do you become this person? And also, can't you buy filterless cigarettes? They make those, don't they?
That's not as cool though.
I guess.
But
I need my Newports without the filter.
Yeah, Cody Stokes was talking about how I guess that was inspired by a guy that he used to work with. It was just like some guy he used to work with who would like just tear the filters off of his cigarettes. And I think it especially hits hard in that shot of him in the car, and he's got nothing left to lose, so he just fucking tears that filter off and starts smoking. And it's just like the thing of just like he's bringing himself closer to death because he doesn't care anymore. I just think it's a baller thing to do.
My question, you know what I want to know? Those cops at the beginning of the movie, because this all takes place over the course of like 2 days. Those cops from the beginning of the movie, do you think they came to like the hotel the next day, saw that it was abandoned, and went, "Fuck, god damn it"?
There we go.
We had one job.
One job. All right. With all that said, let's get into final thoughts for The Ghost Who Walks. Tanner, tat 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 away.
Ho 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 ho! Merry Christmas, St. Louis. Watch The Ghost Who Walks. Ho 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 ho!
Couldn't have said it better myself. Ghost Who Walks. Good movie. If you have Peacock, you can watch it on Peacock with only like 3 minutes of ads before it. If you have,
or you have the ad free playing like I do, check it out on the cock.
Yeah, you can watch it on Freevee. That's a thing that exists.
I think I saw it was on Roku TV.
Yeah, it's probably on most, if not all, of the free with ads streaming services. I have a Blu-ray copy of it. I don't know if it's still in print.
What? I want to buy it.
Yeah,
give me yours right now.
No.
$20.
That's okay.
With
not bad.
$4 delivery.
That's not terrible.
It's available on Prime with ads.
Okay. So you have your ad viewing options. And also you can buy the Blu-ray if you so choose.
It's a cool cover.
It is a cool cover. And good performances, good directing, cast and crew all around did a great job making this hit hard. But you know who else hits hard?
My penis.
Maybe. But more importantly, you, the person watching / listening to this special Christmas episode of Bomb Squad Matinee. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed this special little treat after eating your Christmas dinner and watching Sonic 3 and or Nosferatu.
Or Mufasa.
No, incorrect choice.
They're watching Mufasa.
Straight to jail.
In a world where watching Disney movies is illegal.
I, as president, hereby decree that all Lion King movies outside of the original animated movies are banned. They're contraband. You're done!
About a TV show!
You are done!
No! Fades away.
Anyway, if you're listening on any of the audio platforms,
I'm sorry.
Thank you for listening to this here podcast about a St. Louis movie featuring a guy in a Santa suit. Leave us a review. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know if you enjoy our ramblings about movies. And if you're watching this on YouTube, thanks for watching. Leave a comment below. Let us know. What did you think of The Ghost Who Walks? Did you know this was a movie that existed?
Jason Secord's gonna be in our comment section and be like, never heard of it.
Well, Jason, go watch it. I don't know what Australian streaming platforms it's on, but check it out.
It's on the Down Under.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. And also, what other comments could people be leaving? What's your favorite St. Louis movie? Comment below, let us know. And while you're down there, hit the like button if you like the video. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more. And hit the bell icon, or Nolan will break into your home. And if you want to help our channel a little bit more, consider donating to our Patreon. We have 2 donating tiers. The $5 tier gets you access to some commentary tracks. We got one that just came out for Jack Frost. That one's a fun time. We got plenty of other fun ones. And if you donate to the $10 tier, you get both those commentary tracks and a special shout out at the end of these episodes. So many thanks to Jason Secord and Tanya Kraft. We appreciate your continued patronage of the channel. And if you want to be just as cool as they are and get a shout out at the end of the episodes, just donate to that $10 tier. We'd really appreciate it. It'll help the channel grow. Be sure to tune in on New Year's Eve when we have a very special Bomb Squad movie night episode where we discuss the original kaiju feature, Godzilla. It's going to be a great time. Be sure to tune in for that. And once again, thank you for tuning into this episode. And remember, she doesn't need to see how Santa gets away. Farewell. Merry Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
I slid my ticket across the table and I said, "Sorry guys, I gotta see about a girl."